Hello, everybody. As always, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. I am Coach Paul, and this is the Ola Prime Market News Update. As for the U.S. equity futures markets, they calmed down a bit today. The S&P 500 futures lost less than 0.1%, but made an all-time high of 66.96 and three quarters. The Nasdaq behaved relatively similarly, essentially flat on the day, while hitting an all-time high of 24,651, and is currently trading at 24,540. The Dow Jones had the worst day of the three indices, something we've seen over the last few trading days where it's been the worst, losing about 0.2%, and is currently trading at 46,150. We have very little news on the global front this evening, just a couple of New Zealand points here. So, in New Zealand, the current account quarter over quarter data came in above forecasts at negative 0.97 billion in Q2 versus the forecast of negative 2.7 billion. Also, in New Zealand, current account to GDP ratio rose from negative 5.7% to negative 3.7% in quarter two. As for the USD futures FX pairs, the US dollar showed a lot of weakness today amongst the major currency pairs. Euro USD gained about 0.9% and is currently trading at 1.193 as of the writing, the second strongest of the USD pairs on this list today. CAD USD had another very bullish day, recording a 0.3% gain and is currently trading at 0.731, which is a breakout and close above the 50-period EMA on the daily chart. GBP USD continued its bullish momentum and was able to log another 0.3% gain on the day. The pair is currently trading at 1.3655. As for the Swiss franc, it had another very bullish day as well, gaining 1.1% versus the US dollar. That was the strongest pair of them and is currently trading at 1.2719. Japanese yen also rallied largely in today's trading session, gaining over 0.6% and currently trading at 146.42 yen to the US dollar. Lastly, the New Zealand dollar gained 0.3% against the US dollar today, and the pair currently sits at 0.6. As for our crypto update, cryptocurrencies were generally bullish across the board today. Bitcoin is up 1.4%, currently trading at $116,920, while Ethereum is up 0.6% and currently trading at $4,521. As for some other cryptocurrencies, we have Litecoin up 1.6%, trading at 115.2. XRP is up 1.6%, trading at $3.05. And Solana is up 2%, trading at $238. On the commodities front, we have gold futures gaining 0.2% on the day and reached a new all-time high of $3,740 per troy ounce. Gold futures currently sit around the $3,372 level. Silver futures lost about 0.75% on the day, oddly, and currently trade at $42.93 per troy ounce. WTI crude oil futures rallied almost 2% on the day and are currently trading at $64.60 per barrel. And lastly, tomorrow we have the long awaited Fed funds rate decision, FOMC statement and press conference at 2 p.m. and 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Current expectations are a quarter point cut with a small chance of a half point cut. And regardless, either decision made will likely bring about some volatility to the markets. So now, without further ado, it is time for our Quiet Markets live trading session with both myself and Coach Tiger. So let's get to the trading. My main
Good evening.
guy, my main
Good
Quiet
morning,
Market
Asia. Good
session
evening,
guy.
US. Yeah.
How's everything going, brother?
Oh, it's going all right, my guy. Just the
Awesome.
last calm before the storm tomorrow.
Yeah, man. Yep, that is the
So,
truth. That is definitely the truth. Tomorrow's going to be a crazy one, I'm sure, after 2 p.m., regardless of what decision is made. So I'm
yeah.
expecting very little volatility throughout the day. And then once 2 p.m. Eastern time comes around, man, is it going to be a spectacle. So
Yep.
will you be
Yeah,
able
sure is.
to? Will you be able to see? Like you'll probably be taking a little bit of a rest at that point, right? You'll just see the aftermath.
I mean, I might go to sleep as soon as Forex fire's over, just so I can be up by 1 o'clock my time. So,
Yeah,
so I can watch the fireworks. It's going to be a day of popcorn trades of the day. Put your favorite chart on a 1 minute time frame. Get a get a bowl of popcorn. Put your mouse behind your laptop or your computer so that you can't hit the buy or sell button, and just watch the show.
for sure, for
For at least a
sure.
while. So yeah,
Yeah,
having
man.
said that, yeah, I can already see Forex Fire is going to be all about probably just 5 minute supply and demand trades. That's it. I'm going to obviously be out by the time I go to take my nap, right after. So
Yeah,
uh,
yeah,
maybe 15s, but yeah, regardless, definitely not going to be looking any higher time frames until after the dust settles tomorrow evening, early afternoon my
right,
time. Um,
right.
and yeah, see if the volatility's calmed down, see if the volume is kind of come back down to halfway normal, and pick a trend and ride it at that point. My top setups will be looking completely different by this time tomorrow, most likely.
Yeah,
So, yeah, but yeah, I agree with what you said. Definitely going to be probably pretty slow through Forex Fire and early part of New York session, and
yeah,
uh, yeah, and then it all changes. Whether it's like you said, the
yeah, man.
25 or the 50 points we get.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And you know, and then like outside of that, the essential like as according to the Fed Watch tool, there's essentially no chance of anything outside of those two options. But imagine if there was like a no cut or whatever,
Oh my
what kind of
gosh!
even more craziness could ensue. But we won't count on anything like that. But regardless, yeah, it's going to be I'm sure a volatility packed late afternoon. And
Yep.
contradictory to that, right now markets are. I mean, the equities are just absolutely dead. They've been dead this whole overnight session so far. We are
Yep.
literally like a point and a half away from the point of control of the regular trading hour session and on the ES here. Um, and then like the Nasdaq is kind of just chilling in the middle of its range from today's session. So it's
Mm-hmm.
just there's not a whole lot going on. Might have to pay a little bit more attention to gold tonight. Um, but yeah, I just got to mark up a couple things I feel like on gold and whatnot, and then and yeah, and we'll maybe get into a trade or two soon. But I'll let everybody know. But real quick, do you mind? I got to step away for like 20 seconds here. I forgot
That's fine.
something real quick. Can I? I'll be right back. All
Yeah,
right,
yeah. No, that's
be
fine.
right back.
Back end if you want. Just go ahead and throw my chart up real quick, and I'll take a look at a couple things until he comes back, and
Great.
we'll look at the U.S. Heat
Awesome.
map after today's reports. So yeah, yeah, no problem, man. We'll take a quick look at that. If we can get my chart up. Yeah, so today we obviously had the U.S. had their let me remember here. Yeah, we had the retail sales come out. It was a pretty hot number. So this is the first piece of good news that we've had in the U.S. since, as far as the dollar is concerned, since the services PMI report came out about 12 days ago. Because we had a bullish report back then, a little better expansion score. And then since that day, since the 4th, we've had all these reports that have been either a little bit neutral or bearish as far as the jobs numbers. So, yeah, that's a nice welcome number. I mean, we still don't have any good news on the inflation and jobs front, But that did help the growth number. Obviously, the growth numbers actually looking pretty good right now, 75%. But you got to take into account these goose eggs we have, which is why we're getting our rate cut tomorrow, or at least a big portion of why we're getting our rate cut, because inflation's and jobs numbers are in the tank. And when we had that report released, we were at 22% for the dollar. We're up to 33%. So still not looking great, but tiny bit better than we looked before the report came out this morning at was it 7:30 a.m. my time here in the state, here in Kansas. But yeah, a slight bump for the stocks as well. But yeah, 33%, still a low number. So yeah, just wanted to kind of update there. I mean, just a slight bump on the dollar itself.
All right.
And did you say you had something you were wanting to get into right away? Did I mishear you
Oh
on
no,
that?
no. Actually, I'm gonna do
Okay.
some level stuff real quick. I'm just gonna look at
Okay.
gold.
No,
It's
no
gonna take
problem.
me less than a minute, but yeah.
No, no problem. I'll just go through a couple of these charts real quick. So, yeah, and just taking a look at our global surprise scores. Yeah, like I said, $30 at 33%. So the pound actually dropped some scoring. So they had, let's see here, what did they have today? They had yeah. So the claimant count change was not so good. Average earnings index, that was right on the money. Those were yellow folder events. But yeah, they actually dropped because the pound yesterday was a 71%. So they dropped a little bit of a percentage, but still one of the higher scores. Looks like Aussie's in the lead now, the Aussie dollar, which it makes total sense because every single one of the Aussie pairs are on my top setups to go buy. So just real quick, I'll pull up my updated top setups and we'll just see where we're at real time. Yeah, you got Aussie New Zealand, Aussie CAD, Aussie Swiss. All these are in the very bullish category. And then you have Aussie dollar down here at a +6. And then on the flip side, where the Aussie is the quote currency, you got Euro Aussie sell, pound Aussie sell. So yeah, Aussie's still looking pretty strong. And it's no surprise, it's pretty much all the setups are on here, all the pairs. 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7. So it looks like we're missing one. No, that's right. Yeah, I think that's right. But
Dang.
yeah, I will say today was a little bit of a bittersweet day for me. I led off the day with a couple good trades. I closed out my Bitcoin trade we were talking about last night for a profit. Actually, I had 2 trades on
Nice.
Bitcoin, so kind of counted as 2. But I got a little greedy on a Euro Aussie short and a NAS 100 buy. So I want to show everybody what not to do since we're transparent here, right? So
Yeah.
let's take a look here.
Yep.
Okay, so this is some of my recent trades. So Bitcoin, I had a like I said, a winner there. I had a winner the previous day, which we discussed on the pound Aussie. Well, this morning on Forex Fire, I got in a NAS 100 Euro Aussie, looking pretty ugly, right? Minus, what was that, minus 450. I decided to up my risk because I'm to that point where I feel pretty comfortable with the software. So let's go take a look at these trades. NAS 100 Euro Aussie. Oops. Euro Aussie. So pound Aussie paid me yesterday. Well, Euro Aussie had the same bearish score, and it just so happened to bounce into a supply zone. Where am I at here? Euro Aussie. So I got into this trade as soon as we bounced into this supply right here. I'll be honest, I was a little bit leery on this when I did get in because there were quite a few candles to the left. But hey, it looked very similar to the pound Aussie that I had bought and profited on the day before, right? Had that short, bought the cover down here. A lot of candles. So I got a little greedy. I feel like I could have gotten a little bit lucky on this one because, again, that's just way too many candles. But had a strong bearish reason to sell it. So, traded it and made money. So I tried to repeat that on the Euro Aussie, and you can see it just blew right through. So now at one point, price was, let's see here. Yeah. So here's what I didn't do. Here's what I failed to do. Okay. I failed to get out of the trade when the report came out, when the retail sales numbers came out. I was looking at the calendar and I took a look at those reports between the retail sales, the And then, of course, the Canada numbers, that came out. And I just did a little digging on it, and I thought, well, assuming that these numbers are halfway correct, it should still go in my favor. I might get a pullback, but the problem is I was already up too high. I was already too close to my stop loss. So I had a stop loss up in this area. Just missed it back here. So I thought, oh, maybe I got lucky because I got this exact same price action yesterday on the pound Aussie, right? Got close to my stop. Then that whatever report came out the other day, got the wick up, but then immediately dropped down. So just thought, well, these are fairly similar. Let's test it out again. And this time I tested it and got burnt. So yeah, you can see, even with the analysis, sometimes the market's going to do what it wants to do. I mean, those reports should have been fatal for the euro, right? I mean, it's the U.S. report, the retail sales, but oftentimes that's kind of reciprocates the opposite way. So yeah, it just didn't work out. So I took a loss on that. And then what was the other one? Oh yeah, on the NAS 100. The NAS 100, I think I told you last night, it finally came onto my top setups. First time the index has come up in like 3.5 weeks. Okay. So yeah, I went down to the NAS 100 and bought way too expensive on this thing. We had already had, if I go to a 1 hour, we'd already had this big push up. So obviously buying into all-time highs, went down onto a 15-minute. I bought in and the market said, I don't care, Tiger, we're going to take you out. Same thing, tried to hold it through the report. Report was good for the dollar, which should have been good for the NASI, but sometimes the market just doesn't care, right? Sometimes our analysis, even though it is logical and makes sense, sometimes the market has other ideas. So totally made sense. But yeah, I took a loss on that one as well. No big deal. Come back and fight another day, right? But yeah, the one piece of good news I did have yesterday, I did have that, or this morning, I should say, I did buy that Bitcoin trade. I got into 2 positions. We did get the bounce off the demand zone confluence, pushed up. I didn't want to get too greedy on this because the Bitcoin was only giving me a +1 signal, right? It's not really giving me a strong buy signal, but I was doing it on a smaller time frame. So I feel like I probably, in all honesty, got a little bit lucky. I mean, obviously the demand zone works, right? But when we got up to this point here, I was kind of looking at these tops thinking, okay, maybe this former resistance can become support and push back up. But no, it just decided to come down and close me out. So I took a nice profit on there. Okay, that was my bright light this morning before I messed up on my small loss. But yeah, you live, you learn. But I just wanted to show everybody, this right here is why that right there is why you get out of trades, before reports. So do as I say, not as I do, right? So I wanted to show you guys that for example's sake. So it's just best to get out. Coach Michael says it all the time. If you like to trade that much, just wait till it settles down and get back in it, right? That right there is why. So full transparency. Just wanted you guys to see that. You don't want to see big, ugly red minus $150, minus $300, right? Around news time. So hopefully you guys get that image, painted into your brain and just you take that for what you will and, avoid that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, hey, number one, I appreciate you going through those couple trades because I mean, hey, I'm prone to the same situations. Like I've done it plenty of times, something similar, but real quick, I will say real quick, I am short a few. I'm short 3 micro gold contracts at the moment. I can go over the reason I got in them really quickly if we'd like, and then we could switch back to you.
Yeah.
And I can
just last thing I wanted to show is the Aussie heat map. So this is why the Aussie dollar is on all my buys right here. Now we haven't had any fairly recent reporting out of Australia. The last report we did have was the services PMI, the GDP numbers. But this is why it's so strong because you just got everything's looking bullish. The last bearish numbers you had was clear back in July, right, for the CPI, PPI, but everything since has just beaten expectations. That's why it's getting such a strong rating, and that's why it's on all my top setups, all the pairs, the majors, the one major, and all the other minors. So this is why I'm bullish the Aussie dollar right here, because they're beating all those expectations. So yeah, I just wanted to show that. But no, we
Right.
can flip to your side now, back in
Okay.
if you want to flip
Cool.
on over.
Yeah. I'm just pulling up a couple other charts that I got over here, but and again, relatively simple thought here. Just like last night, the simple thought is on. Ah, dang it. Okay, I'm gonna go over to gold. So my position is on micro gold right now, but on the gold chart is where I have my levels marked off. So I'm just gonna go to gold to be able to show my levels. Um, for the previous trading session or today's trading session in gold, we have the value area high of being at 37.32, point of control being at 37.24, and value area low being at 37.22. We rejected that value area high of 37.32 pretty nicely in this overnight. And now that we've kind of broken that relative uptrend, I looked to just simply get short and come back down to point of control or somewhere around 37.25. I'm currently short at 37.27. What was it? Let's go back to micro here. 37.27.1. So yep, I'm just short 3 micros, and if I'm able to get my profit target here of 37.24, roughly I'll make close to $100 here. So we'll put those buy limit orders in for the target, because I don't have my OCO brackets set up on this new account that I have here, my new challenge account. So yeah, so that's kind of the thought. Just let this go for a little bit. I mean, I see some relatively aggressive selling delta still coming in. So yeah, let's hope that well, we don't want to hope, but let's just see if this downtrend that we've started, the uptrend that we broke, and this downtrend can continue here, and basically rotate through the value area, rotate from value area high of the previous regular trading hour session through to the value area low slash point of control slash value area low. That would be like a nice natural kind of mean reversion of sorts, you could say. Like we'll usually talk about on the future session, and like we've talked about before, I've talked about with you, Tiger. Point of control is usually a really good area to target to get out of your position, not get in.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the whole thought here. Is we're in like what you would call in gold, as per the regular, the previous trading session. We are in like a premium market because we're trading above point of control. So we're looking to mean revert
Right.
back where there's most comfort, and let's see if we can't get to 37.24. But that's really it. I've got my stop a couple bucks per ounce above. It's $2.30 or 2.3 dollars or so per ounce above where my entry is, which is right above the 50 period EMA on the 1 minute chart, actually. So as you can see on this relative downtrend, we've kind of respected that 50 period EMA. So I just want to keep above it. I can essentially trail my stop ever so slightly to keep it above that 50 period EMA on the 1 minute. But yeah, that's it. That's all I got going right now. So small risk, nothing crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah,
Good
that's it.
stuff. Good stuff. Yep. Fed Watch tool has it at 96.1% for the quarter point cut, 3.9%
Nice.
for the 50. I do know that last week it was around 90-10 split. So, yeah, it's, the
Yeah,
day before, and it's still a small percent chance. So, that's obviously the bond market, right? That's kind of the bond market's pricing that in just so everybody knows on the CME FedWatch tool. That's kind of how they see it. So, yeah, there's always a chance. But yeah, kind of like I said, it doesn't matter whether they drop it 25 or 50. It's going to be crazy. There's going to be people mad and happy, regardless of which decision is made. So
Of
you
course.
can't please everybody, can you, Paul?
Nope. Never. Never. You never can. You never will. You never can.
what what a what a first day of work for the new Fed governor, right? I think, or not the Fed governor. What was it? Which I didn't see which market that guy got appointed to. Did you? The new
Um,
Fed
the
governor?
the one that took over for like Lisa Cook, was it that one?
I think so. Yeah, I forgot his name
Yeah.
already, but
Yeah, I did
and
too, to be quite honest.
does he start right away, or does he have to wait and start soon, or in the future? I don't even know how that
I'm
works.
I'm not quite sure. I haven't paid much attention to it aside from like seeing that Lisa Cook was pursuing like legal action or something against the whole
Oh boy!
situation. Um,
Wow.
like that, and that headline came either yesterday or on Friday. I can't remember the exact day that headline came out, but
Yeah.
yeah, I haven't been paying too much attention, honestly, to the new. I can't even. Yeah, I'm having trouble remembering his name. The guy that got appointed in her place as like I think it was like a temporary thing, right? And I don't even think it's like a formalized. I can't,
Um,
but I'm not quite sure. So
I'm trying to see if I can find his name on Yahoo Finance real quick.
Google it. Yeah,
Uh,
Google it real quick.
Trump. And another thing, Trump did extend the TikTok deadline. It looks like so. It sounds like they've got a couple organizations trying to buy it, kind of like a little bit of I guess, a bid against each other. So we'll see how that works out. Let's see. I don't see the guy's name here just yet. Stephen Miron.
God.
Okay,
Okay.
so okay, nominated by President Trump to the Federal Reserve Board ahead of the central bank's decision, obviously.
All right.
Miron currently acts as the chair to the White House Council of Economic Advisors. Okay, so that's where he's
Okay.
currently at. Uh,
Got it.
okay, all right. Well, that's about all it
Well,
says. So at least we know the name now. Stephen
yeah,
Miron.
yeah, yeah. That that um that rings a bell now. That
Oh, does
sounds
it?
right.
Yeah.
And gold is dropping. Gold's dropping right now.
Yes, it is,
So
isn't it?
let's go.
Yeah.
Come on,
I
gold.
mean, I might take a gold position if on the XAU USD if we can drop to pretty much that nearest bottom, a little further to your left on your chart. Well, I'm looking
Oh
at a
yeah.
5 minute chart, I guess. It'll be a little further over, but yeah, it's because gold is it's still giving a positive six score, so definitely bullish enough for me to take a small 5 minute stab at it. Yep, that'll be my next several hours. Well, I'll take a nap after
Nice.
this, but I'm gonna get up for Forex Fire for my 4 hours. Probably not going to go anything higher than a 15 minute, anything higher than a 15-minute zone. Probably just stick with the 5, the 10, the 15s on some of these top setups and
Nice.
see what kind of comes out of it. But yeah, all right. So gold, I'm going to go off screen and look at my other Aussie pairs because I would really like to get into one of these Aussie pairs. Really would. I really would. Okay, so Aussie dollar finally broke through a higher time frame supply zone, so that's good. So that shows strength. Well,
Nice.
it closed.
I
It closed above it on a 1 hour, but it has not yet closed on a 4 hour. So I would like to see the 4 hour close. But
Yeah, yeah.
let's see here. Yeah, kind of got a lot of choppiness right there. I may just skip that market and go find something else at the
Well,
moment.
I will say at the 37.25 mark, I took off two of those three micros. Um, to lock in a little bit, just a small gain there. But I'm leaving the other one on, the other contract on as a little runner down to the 37.24. So $1 past where I took the micros off. There is a decent bit of liquidity at 37.25 that we could run through, that the sellers could, engage, run through, and then maybe drop us another buck or even more. Who knows? But this looks pretty
Mm-hmm.
good. Looks pretty good. Might be out of this trade a little bit sooner than I thought, to be quite honest. Didn't think it would kind of dump like this so quickly. Um, I
Welcome
decided to
surprise.
take it a little bit easy. I decided to take it a little bit easy tonight on the lower position sizing by going to the micros, because I figured we could be just. I'm not sure what to expect in this overnight session, to be quite honest, with being the day before the Fed. I assume lesser
Mm-hmm.
volatility in general, but I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. So I'm just being
Yeah.
safer than sorry. And to go in lower size, but man, would have the mini contract been a great play here? That would have been
Yeah.
some pretty big dollar signs in my account right now. But that's okay though. It's a good trade. This turned out to be a great trade, to be quite honest. So
Yeah.
we're struggling right
Absolutely.
here, right in the 37.24 area. So I guess, like many would say, don't be a you know what for a you know what. So just took it off. Um, so yeah,
Good
okay, a
deal.
little 46 bucks. Nothing too crazy, but a good trade nonetheless. Take it.
There you go. You bought your dinner. You got your dinner money.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice dinner. All right. You like some Applebee's. Maybe you got a couple cocktails in there. That ought to be plenty for that.
Right, right.
looks like uh,
Definitely.
looks like
Look at
do
that.
have a little bit
Look
of
at that.
a poll question. Bitcoin at 116,920. Will Bitcoin crack 120,000 this week? Yes. Yes, easy. No, correction coming. Only if Fed cuts big, or sideways till October. That is your
Hmm.
options for everybody watching in the chat. What do you think? Where is Bitcoin on my top setups? Actually, currently get an update on Bitcoin here. Bitcoin,
Hmm.
Bitcoin, Bitcoin. Oh, I've got the wrong. I need my neutral only because I know it's in the neutral camp. Bitcoin's up. Oh, okay. So Bitcoin's actually up to a 3. So uh, yesterday morning it was -1. Yesterday on quiet markets with you it was +1, and now we've gained another couple points, so +3. So it looks like Bitcoin is trying to trend through the neutral to get to a bullish rating. And
Nice.
let's see here. Okay, so it definitely enjoyed the economic reports that came out today. It kind of boosted it. It looks like so. Okay, today's Tuesday. Yeah, so it liked the retail sales number apparently. So
Okay.
yeah, Bitcoin. I'm gonna go see if I can find another spot on Bitcoin. Hey, it paid me once. Well, problem is it's chewing through a higher time frame supply zone right now. So really kind of need it to either break through and close above about 100 and what is this? Close up around 117,250 area and then come back so I can find a zone. That's what I would prefer, I think, because if it turns around in this supply zone, it could be too strong to overpower some of these smaller time frames. That's kind of the way I see that on Bitcoin at the moment. But if it can close above the distal line of that zone, then that would show me strength on this current leg. So yeah, we'll see what we get coming out
Yeah.
of it. But
Dude, gold is just dumping. We're down to 37.20. I mean, I was not expecting this
wow,
big of a move here.
ooh,
And
and we're
as you can
close to
see, I've
ooh,
got
that's
my
dumping
chart up.
hard.
Yeah, like there's some decent volume coming in here, and I've got this zone that we had from the last overnight session that I pointed out, and we actually tested it in today's regular trading hour session, and then bounced back up. And
Wow.
it looks like we're trying to get right to it. This thing is dumping. Oh my goodness, man! I literally just got out of my trade like 3 minutes ago at
Yeah.
37.25 essentially, and we've already dumped another $5 an ounce there. Actually, $6 an ounce at one point there. Jeez, like that was a massive drop. The short was right.
Right.
My goodness. Goodness
All right.
gracious.
I wonder if we can get a bounce off this demand where we're currently at. Let's see here. I might take a small stab at this. Just a little teaser trade. 36.99. Let's get in this sucker. Nothing too crazy. I'm going to keep the risk really small. This is just a tester because
Yeah, yeah.
Australia Westpac, okay. Japan adjusted merchandise trade balance up 150 billion yen. Let's get in my trade. Let's take a look at this real quick
Wow.
here.
All right, we just
A lot of volume.
down another $1.50. Yeah. Wowzer.
All right, I'm gonna watch it on a 1 minute time frame for a minute. See what those candles are doing. We're bounced into the 5 minute demand zone. Okay. We're gonna take a small stab at it. Looks like it's wanting to try to move up. We're getting a green candle wick on a 1 minute time frame with still a lot of volume. We got 15 seconds on this 1 minute candle. We'll give it a shot. We'll see what we got. I only just did a small amount of risk. I got burnt twice today, so I'm going to kind of reset myself. When I get burned on one or two trades where I'm, risking a little bit higher, sometimes I'll dumb it down just to get back into
Yeah.
the groove of it.
Yeah, definitely.
So we'll see how this works. Just a small trade.
Did you get long
Small
or
teaser
short?
with I got long because we did drop into a demand zone
Okay,
with a
gotcha.
bullish bias. So we're going to see if we can catch that falling knife. I mean, it's obviously in the context of a higher trend uptrend, right, or higher time frame. So,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll see what we got. It's stalling, which is good. In that
Right,
demand,
right.
15-minute demand, 5-minute demand, 30-minute. Yeah, there's not really a 30-minute candle.
I was gonna say where I would like if I was I'm thinking like the longs will step in like right about I mean, yeah, like right about where we are. If they're gonna step in, it's gonna be somewhere between I guess I can mark off the area again on this micro chart here, but somewhere between
Yeah.
37.13 or 37.14 and 37.16 half, which is essentially now where we are traveling down to. We just kind of slowly grinded down, well, over a minute's time, just slid down another dollar an ounce there. But yeah,
Oh, back to that same spot we were talking about last night, huh?
yeah. So like I have a better version of it drawn up here actually on this other the actual mini gold chart here. So 37.16 is really where I'd be looking for, but as like that part of that demand zone. But honestly, it could be as high as 37.18 if you're being a little bit more lenient. And look, we're bouncing off it a little
Yeah.
bit here.
Keep on bouncing. What was that little picture you had above your chart? That looked kind of fun.
Oh, this was funny. This was depicting um, Sam's video that he did for his Know Your Coach video. That he
Yeah.
likes to go on jogs to keep healthy and likes to cook with local fresh ingredients. So we were just, showing. I was depicting his video. We were all doing it to each other, so it was too good. It
Oh,
was too
gosh.
funny. Look at that. We just
That's all.
dove right down into that zone now. We are,
Oh,
geez,
yeah.
we're diving. Goodness.
Yeah, that candle to the or that low point to the left. There's a 15 and a 5 minute demand inside, so that's the one I'm hoping will work. But I gave it plenty of wiggle room to incorporate that mess we were talking about yesterday. So we'll see how
Yeah.
it works out.
Yeah, and you said you're in Bitcoin, right? You're not in gold. So, or are you in
I'm
Bit
sorry,
or what are
gold.
you in?
Gold. I don't know
Okay.
why I said
Okay.
Bitcoin. Yeah,
Gotcha.
sorry.
No,
Yeah,
it's okay.
signing back in.
I was just making sure.
Had two things on my mind.
Too many trades on the mind. Well, I'll tell you what. This was one of those examples of, man, did I have the right thought on a trade, but man, did I get out way too early.
Way too early. Yep.
Holy mother. I mean, I got out
Yep.
$10 before where it is now. That's wild. This is where, this is where I need to be better. This is the part of my trading where I need to be better. I need to learn how to, in a sort of break of trend and the start of a new trend, learn how to trail a little bit better instead of just taking my money and running when I get to my original profit target. Maybe learn to say, hey,
Yeah.
is the order flow showing that there's a little bit more opportunity, and can I capture a little bit more alpha? But this is a really good
Yeah.
example of that. That's for sure. That is for sure.
Um, I mean, at 8:15 we had a yellow folder U.S. event, which was good for the dollar. We had industrial production, which beat expectations. But would that be enough to push gold like that? Let me
I
double
don't
check.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think this is just purely like a
Oh, I'm sorry. That's 8:15 a.m. Never mind. Never mind. Good grief, Tiger. Um,
no, you're good.
well, the Australia Royal Bank of Australia Assistant Governor Jones is speaking.
Okay.
He's apparently on the floor speaking about something. So fireside chat titled "The Future of Money." Okay, well, gold is really big in Australia, so maybe he's saying something that they don't like. So people are out hitting
Yeah.
the sell button. That could be a potential.
Yeah, yeah. Um
What's
I'm
Aussie
looking for
dollar
any other
doing?
headlines here.
See what else. Go look at it. Yeah, I know, I know, I know. I
Commodities.
already. Yeah. Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar dumped as well. So yeah, Aussie's not
Maybe
liking
that's it.
whatever he's flapping his lips. Huh?
Yeah. Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
that's it. I think you're right. I think it's the guy speaking possibly, and then the Asian market kind of reacting a little bit to that and liquidating for now.
Yep.
I definitely think you're right.
Aussie dollar's trying to form
Your
a
long
nice hammer
your long
candle.
could pan out here though. It could just be like a little bit of like a sell on the news event, and then this demand zone that we were talking about kind of comes
Mm-hmm.
into play, and some bigger buyers decide to step in, and it looks like they're already doing so. I mean, look, we're
Yeah.
pushing up. We just pushed up $6 back up into above that little zone that
Yeah.
I have drawn out. So I think your trade's gonna
Right on.
decently pan out here, to be honest. And my target, I mean, if I was making a target for to the upside, I'd be targeting 37.22 on the futures. I don't know what that level is and on the XAU USD, but kind of on this 30-minute chart here, if you can kind of discern what this bottom blue line would line up with, that's where I would have my relative long targets if I was intraday trading this. I don't know. Are you trying to hold overnight into tomorrow, maybe for a little bit longer of a trade?
Hmm. No, I think I'm gonna be out of this thing before I go take my nap.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Well, it
Yeah.
depends. I mean, it really depends. I mean, if we can get a nice spike up close to the take profit, then what I'll likely do is just trail my stop and maybe give it just a little bit of wiggle room underneath and just leave it up to chance. Kick the take profit up even higher. I don't mind sacrificing a little bit of unrealized profit for the possibility of it flying up another 10, 15, $20, right? Or more.
Yeah.
So I don't mind it at all. Because I mean, because this is why I've gotten to where I do a lot more trail stopping, because I used to limit myself to the 3-to-1s on the dot every time, and then I'd get annoyed when I get a 5 or 6-to-1. I just didn't, I just limited my profits basically. So yeah, it's not for
Mm.
everybody. A lot of people are just happy with their 3-to-1s, but yeah, I don't. It doesn't really bother me. I mean, it really doesn't bother me to potentially sacrifice a little bit to go for the
Yeah.
bigger one. So I don't know that there's a
That's what
right or
I need to be
wrong way
doing.
to do it. Yeah,
No,
yeah,
I think
yeah.
that I think it is the way to do it. I think I need to be better at that. Like I was saying, that's a part of my trading that I just need to get better at. I need to let winners and trades that look great continue to go, or I can take some off, but I gotta let something else
Mm.
go. I just have to. It's for the
Yeah, I
better.
mean, one of my mentors I follow. I mean, he says it all the time. He's got a win ratio around where I'm at, around 40%, 35-40%. But he said that over the course of his trading year, he makes the biggest bulk of his money on just a small handful of trades. He's a daily trader, so he usually trades just from daily time zones. But he makes the bulk of his money. Like earlier in the year, he had a gold trade. Um, well, basically when the Liberation Day tariffs came out, and he rode that thing up for like 3, almost 4 weeks, and he had a really really big trade. It was, I don't remember exactly what it was, but and then now over the last 3.5 weeks, he's been in a silver trade. So and he's sitting around a $25,000 unrealized profit at the moment. So
Wow,
that's his
nice.
biggest trade. So he takes a lot of break even trades, right, or cup of coffee trades, like I call them, cover the spreads, cover the swaps, um, and some 1-to-1s here and there. But the bulk of his money comes from a handful of trades. So you know
Yeah,
it may not be the most glamorous way to do it, but it is exciting when you catch a runner that just runs and runs and runs. So um,
for sure, for sure.
yeah, just whatever
Yeah,
a
and
person's
it's
tolerance
hard.
is, like,
Yeah, exactly, and it's kind of
and patience.
that's I think it's like generally speaking, allowing for a trade to plan or pay out over a longer period of time, given you've got the correct risk management tools in place, letting it continue, just monitoring and continuing to let at least a part of your position play out, just kind of is like another step in the trading journey of kind of it's just a different level of trading, like where like I'm used to doing so much intraday trading and I hold on for longer time frames in like stock positions that I have in my cash account.
Mhm.
I'm used to playing like swing trading stocks, but with futures, obviously I'm not swing trading futures, but futures, a lot of that, like how I've always traded futures is very short time frame. Like longest trade I'll have been in on a futures trade is like about an hour and a half to 2 hours. But there are there are more times that I should have held on for that 1.5 to 2 hours where I was only in it for 10 minutes, let's say, and I made $400. But if I had just let the trend play out, maybe I took one off, let the other contract run, I could have been up $1,400. And I just need, like I was
Yeah.
saying, I just need to get better at that. I need to drill that into my head. That is definitely on the to do list. Drill that sucker into my head and do it more often than not going forward.
Yeah. Well, you're still young. I'm
Yeah, I'm not too far
still
behind
young.
you, my friend. I'm not too far behind.
Didn't you?
So
Didn't I hear 24? Somebody say you were 24 the other
yeah,
day on your birthday, or was that?
yeah,
That ain't right, is it?
I w- that
You're
was
30,
being
right?
facetious. I'm
Okay,
34.
I was a
Yeah,
little confused. 34. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
They had me
yeah. I was
going
being.
on the stream when they said that. Like, wait,
Gosh,
24?
I wish I
Oh
was
wow.
24. I wish.
With our knowledge now,
I.
yeah,
Oh my
I
gosh.
could take my wisdom, take my wisdom and our knowledge. Yeah, we'd be having the top firm in the world right now, right?
Yeah. I'm sure many traders feel the same way. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
So true, man.
And I just
Gosh.
totally slipped my mind, but I did get into another trade shortly before the stream. I didn't get into it on my GUI trades. I was focused on my other third party platform I have, my other challenge account. So one I've had for quite a while. But
Yeah.
yeah, I did get on a pound yen trade. So I'm long pound yen as well over there. Bounced into a 30-minute demand. There was a 15-minute demand that formed after it bounced. So it kind of bounced back into it after it made a recent high, broke a recent high. So yeah, pound yen, I'm in that as well. I'm just not in it on my GUI trades account. I got sidetracked and failed to get it put on the GUI trades account, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
pound yen. Yeah. I can show that here in a
Looking
little
at.
bit as well.
Oh yeah, for sure. If you want to show it now, you can. But I will say, I'm just looking real quick at silver, and man, silver's also diving.
Let's go look at silver.
Silver had a contradictory day to gold. Gold had an okay day, but then silver had a bad day. So that seems to happen every once in a while
Red.
nowadays, where they don't follow each other or anything necessarily.
Yeah.
Some days, so
Yeah. I mean, they do diverge at times.
yeah.
Um, Not quite the correlation you would expect out of silver, but
But yeah,
yeah, I mean silver. I still have an alert set down at the $41.50 mark
mm,
on the ZAG. It's at $42 on
good old,
ZAG USD at the moment. Oh, just need to drop it.
good
I need
old
it to drop
Zach.
50 cents. Zag nut bar. Got a picture
Yeah.
of it on my silver chart. You got something for
I
me to
don't know,
munch?
Tiger. This gold trade is looking interesting. I don't know whether to continue to be bearish and look for another breakdown 37 to 37.12, or whether or not we're
Yeah, it's
kind of
not
holding
getting.
up here a little bit. Kind
Yeah,
of
I
looks like we're
mean, it
forming a
just
bear
goes to
flag.
show that zone was working enough to at least, pause it for a little bit. But yeah, it is definitely chewed through it at this point. I've got my stop loss below that yesterday's price action, so it looks like it might be hitting it here pretty soon. But no big deal because on silver and gold, I've got a much better discounted price a little further down. So if it wants to keep dropping, let it because I'll be happy to put on a little more risk to go a little further down.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, show. That's why I
yeah,
just wagered a
definitely.
piddly $25 on it. Nothing too major,
Yeah,
nothing too crazy. Yeah,
yeah, definitely.
because you just never know.
Put a little bit of skin in the game. No sleep
Yeah,
narrator. What are we looking at? Well, we took some gold trades. No sleep. I took unfortunately, a small gold trade from 37.27 down to 37.25 to 37.24 in that area. I took the short into that value area low zone. I have the marks here. So yeah, the whole thought was to get in at 37.27, which was above point of control, for a rotation into point of control to get out. And wow, did I get out too soon, my friend. I got out way too soon. And now we're going into this lower demand area that I have marked from yesterday's session. And I can zoom out again for you here. No sleep. We've dropped into it massively here, and Tiger decided to take the take the long off of it, and I could definitely see
I'm
it
a
playing
rebel.
out and bouncing off here. I think we're kind of we think that it has something to do with the Aussie. Um, who was speaking
Flip
again?
flapping. What was his name? I already forgot. Assistant Governor Jones. He's speaking a fireside chat titled "The Future of Money" at Intersect 2025 in Melbourne. Let's see if I can
So
find any
yeah, it might have
more
been something
info on
regarding that,
that.
but could have been.
Yeah, I mean, it was a yellow folder event, a low impact event, so I didn't even think to, I don't usually look at a lot of the yellow folder. I mean, I do the gold inventories, or the crude inventories each week just to see what gold's doing, but fireside chat,
Yeah.
there we go. Here we go. Yeah, so it's just a video. I figured it would give an article or something, but I don't want to play the video.
uh, yeah.
Yeah, I gave it a
Like
lot of
even
wiggle room underneath yesterday's price
okay.
action, so we'll see
Good,
quite a
good.
bit.
Um yeah. Yeah, we've got it's I don't know, like it's kind of forming a little bit of like a it's essentially on here. Let's pull up the 1 minute here. It's forming on the 1 minute on the futures here, kind of like a little bear flag. So
Oh yeah,
if I was
that's true.
if I was going to be getting short, I would be getting short honestly, like right about now. Um, if I was going to play the trade like to the downside a little bit more, but
Yep.
I don't know, man. I don't know. This could also just be on this 5 minute chart, for example. Here you can see like this like kind of inverted hammer candle of sorts, and then we're bouncing above it at the moment. And I see on the order flow, when I'm looking at the order flow, some generally like trapped sellers at the bottom of those three candles, those three bearish candles. um, so I'm just wondering if this demand zone, part of me is thinking this demand zone is going to hold up.
Yeah.
And I mean, I could just
Well, it's
take a small
definitely
risk
slowing
and
it
then go
down.
on.
That's for
Yeah,
sure.
I could go in the micro gold and take a short, but
Well,
I don't know, man.
you won't hurt my feelings, Paul. Yeah, like I said,
No,
I had
no, yeah.
I had only enough faith to put a tiny amount in it. So that's true.
Well, the beautiful thing about this kind of trade is we could both make money, because I could get
Yeah.
short here, get out at the bottom of the range, and then it could spike up to the upside, and then you could be in the money. So that would be
Yeah.
the beauty of the trading sphere. But I think I'm gonna just chill, let it go. That was a relatively decent move on gold there to try and stay afloat. So I think I'm gonna just let her be. Let her be.
Let it be.
Not the most volume on that bullish candle, but enough. I think it was enough. Um, would like to see it close
Yeah.
above like 37.19. If we could close above like 37.19, that could be pretty bullish. We could start coming up back up a little bit more. So my ultimate, like I was saying, ultimate possible reversal area would be somewhere between 37.22 and 37.24, where then buyers would stall out, get out of their longs possibly, and then sellers would just continue to dominate and thrust us back downwards. That's kind of my thought at this point.
Mhm.
I'm not willing to get long, but if it you know if it happens and we get back up to point of control or value area low of the previous session, I'll look to possibly get short again. So Robert, we
Sweet,
appreciate
sweet,
it. Thank
sweet.
you. Thank you for stopping by. This is probably going to be a
Robert,
relatively slow, quiet market session. I mean, gold's at least making some moves. So it was fun there for the last 25, 30 minutes where we got in a little short there, or I got in a little short there. And now good old Coach Tiger's long to play this little bounce. So at least there's that.
yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I'll
What
definitely
else
be
should I
going and
trade
looking,
Bitcoin?
seeing what that fireside chat was all about afterwards. Because it looks to me like it should have been at least a medium impact event,
Yeah.
if not even
This is
high
so
impact,
funny.
because that's quite the move.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. I was gonna say, I don't know if is there like a script on that or anything? Like, do they just release a script of it or something, and you can read through it,
Well, that's what I was
or
trying to
yeah,
find. I'm sure they'll have one after it's over, but yeah, at the moment it's just video. Um, let's see what Rebate King FX had to say about this report. Wednesday. Oh wait, no, I'm on RBA Jones speech. Okay, so Rebate King FX had it as an orange folder or medium impact event,
okay,
whereas Forex Factory just had it as a yellow folder, low impact. I'm gonna have to start paying a little more attention to that website because they seem to have stuff a little bit more accurate than Forex Factory. Not
yeah,
gonna lie on that. Yeah, I'm just gonna start doing that because I have noticed that. I have noticed some things move, and you look and it's got it as a higher impact than Forex Factory. I wonder if Forex Factory is a U.S. company, and I already know Rebate King is a UK site. I believe it is. So maybe
all
that's it.
right,
Maybe they just put a little more emphasis on things over there on certain things. I don't know.
yeah.
Don't know. Oh, what else have I got over here?
I'm looking at micro Bitcoin futures at the moment, and why do I feel so inclined to give it a gander?
Yeah,
Let's see
Bitcoin.
here.
Yeah, I
This
mean, I would like to get
looks
into it
gross.
myself. I just to short it. You mean,
Very gross.
or
No, it
what?
just looks like, just generally speaking, the trading on the futures looks terrible. Like the
Mm-hmm.
action that we've seen over the last hour is so sideways and like
Yeah.
triangular that I don't enjoy it. But I see a lot of negative delta between 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern time. There's a ton of negative delta that accumulated. So like I guess the short would be looking decent if the shorts are able to hold. But a part of me, when I'm looking at like the 30-minute chart here, for example, thinks we could be just consolidating for another break upwards. What do you think? What are you thinking?
Well, I mean, considering it's very slightly a bullish bias, you would think I'd want to buy this market. But again, it's chewing through the upper part of a 4 hour supply zone that was a pretty strong zone when it came out because that zone caused price to drop from where it's out now all the way down to basically 108,000. I mean, over the course of a few days. So it was quite the spike downward. So maybe in the very short term, try to sell it. I'm thinking about it, to be honest, because I mean, let me see if I can find a supply zone overhead. I don't see anything on a 15. I don't see anything on a 10-minute. On a 5-minute, maybe there might be an option here. So it's just too iffy. I mean, again, it is in the supply, so it should be pushing price down. And that little bit of a high point we had around, I guess it'd have been around 5 p.m. my time, Central Time. That was the new high that broke a high from, well, when it touched the zone previous. So this is a mitigated zone. So that's kind of one thing going against this, because it was touched back on the 12th and also on the 15th. And now today is the 16th, and it's touched again, but this time touched a little higher in the zone to be, collecting some potential unfilled orders that are a little higher up. So let me dissect that zone on a smaller time frame real quick. Okay, so we would have, let's see here. So we do have
I just
1
had
hour.
I had
What's
my
that?
my thing muted for some reason. Did you hear me at all? Like, when was the last thing you heard?
Oh,
I don't know
uh,
why.
I heard you a minute ago. I heard you talking a minute
Okay,
ago when you asked me my opinion on it,
gotcha.
and then
Okay,
I
good.
didn't hear you the last 60
I was like,
seconds.
I blacked out. I must have muted or something, and I was just like, "What the heck?" I started talking, and yeah. But your screen. Do you want to share? Do we want to share Tiger's screen while he's going through this a little bit?
Yeah,
Please
that's fine.
accept. And yeah, they can do that. Cool.
Totally fine.
Cool.
Totally fine. Totally fine. Yeah, I'm just doing a little dissection of this zone for the moment.
Yeah.
See if we can find anything fishy. Fishy, fishy, fishy. Here, fishy, fishy, fishy. Oh, and okay, so it tapped into the 15. So there's a 15-minute supply at the very top of this 4-hour supply. And it bounced into a 1-hour supply, also within the 4-hour supply. So we got some confluences here. The question is, are they old to where it's not going to be as relevant in the close?
Right.
Because that zone was formed back on August 22nd, just for context. So yeah, back end, you can go ahead and flop on over to mine, and we'll just dig a little deeper into this real quick. See what we got.
I think I'm going to get short a micro Bitcoin future, my friend.
I mean, I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it too.
I think I might pull a because you know what? Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm gonna do it here. 920. Okay. Yeah, let's do it. Okay. Order filled.
Doing it well.
The risk is not very bad.
No.
So
Oh, it's bad at all. Yeah. Not bad at all.
I'd be looking. I'm taking a $45 risk to make roughly $90 almost here, possibly more. I don't know if it's actually gonna. I don't know if Bitcoin's gonna drop $1,000 over the next, hour. I have no idea. I wouldn't expect it to necessarily, but at least I'm doing something new that I've never done before, which is get some exposure to micro Bitcoin here. So it's only I guess for anybody who wants to learn a little bit about the micro Bitcoin future specs, every tick is $5. And then each so $5 in terms of like what the actual Bitcoin price is. So 117, 185 is one tick, and then the next tick is 117, 180, 117, 175. So the ticks are $5 apart in USD.
Mm-hmm.
And then the equivalent value in terms of gain or loss per tick, if you're in a position, would be 50 cents. So if you are in the money by $100 of in relation to like Bitcoin, that's 20 ticks, which is $10 essentially.
Hmm.
So that's the
Nice.
that's the thought. Every $100 of Bitcoin value is $10 of futures position value for one contract, for one micro contract. So
That's cool.
yeah, yeah.
All right, let's draw this zone out real quick. Oh, that's already been touched on this on this broker. Decisions, decisions, decisions. Decisions, decisions, decisions. Let's see. What's 5 minutes look like? 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. I gotta work quicker on this thing.
By the
Uh,
way, the order
okay.
flow on micro Bitcoin futures is horrendous. It is disgusting. I mean, it is literally what Sam would call filth. Absolute filth. You're getting slippage of anywhere from 3 to 6 ticks. So the minimum, you know, tick is like $5. You're getting slippage of like $30 per Bitcoin, or $30 of Bitcoin value, like in slippage, essentially, in these futures micro contracts. So kind of
Wow.
crazy. It's just,
Sounds like
it's, yeah. Seeing the order flow for it just doesn't even. It looks like an abstract art painting, like a just an abstract painting of some sort. Somebody throwing a bunch of green and red at the screen in bubbles and calling it a masterpiece. So it's quite ridiculous.
uh, that's great.
See if we can't do. This is the 15-second chart for fun for everybody to look at for micro Bitcoin. Um, Insanity, but just a bunch of dashed lines and some larger bars. It's just too funny. Too funny.
Order history. Order placed. Order pending. Okay, so where the heck is that price point at? Where in the world? Where did my limit order go? My stop order. Okay, there's my stop loss. Oh, I must have put it way down here. Where the heck did my take profit order go? I can't find it. Oh, I put it way down here. Holy cow, what the heck did I do? I swear I have had more problems putting in orders lately. Oh, I put my take profit all the way down at 1,273. Yeah. How the hell did I do that?
Oh my god.
That's 2 days in a row I've clicked and I've missed a digit. I don't know how I keep doing that. All right, let's go fix it. All right, well, at least that's easy. I can just pull it on up. All right, there we go. I got my stop loss in the right spot, but somehow I drop my Bitcoin take profit to $1,700 a coin. Yeah, I don't think that's happening.
If
All right,
only. If
we're
only.
good. Oh
If
man.
only.
All right, let me add that onto the chat real quick.
It's hilarious. So like when I'm looking at the order ladder in the futures, you just see the order ladder constantly changing between its like bid and offer. Like the volume changes on the bid and the offer. Like there's like definitely algorithms adjusting and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But like very little volume actually ends up taking place. I mean, literally every like 2 minutes there will be like three contracts, two contracts, one contract. Eight contracts just got lifted. Nine contracts just got lifted a second ago, which actually caused it to perk up here a little bit. Now I'm $4 out of the money. Woohoo! $7. See, now it's really see, and now it's like doing that gap kind of thing. It's starting to gap up a little bit, but yeah, this is quite interesting. This is an interesting one.
Yeah. Well, that gold's hanging on for dear life.
Yeah.
It's saying, do I want to take Tiger's stop loss? Do I want to flirt with it? Do I want to keep him hanging on the edge of his seat? Well, I can do whatever it wants because I got a better price below if it happens to fail.
Yeah.
I got so many lines on here. Holy cow. Let's delete some of these. Delete.
The better
Delete.
area to get out would be right
Delete.
here. That's where we want to get out.
Brother, I'm going to hit to the Lulu real quick. I'll be back in a couple minutes, okay?
Yeah. No worries. Yeah. All right. Now, with this Bitcoin trade, what I'm thinking is if we pop up to 117.50, roughly 117.50 here, like where we almost are, maybe I get short one more contract and then I keep my stop at this 117, 155 level and look for the retracement down again here. But the interesting thing is generally speaking on the longer term time frame, I drew this out literally on Thursday. I drew on the 4 hour time frame here. I drew this inverted head and shoulders, and we currently are really respecting it in a way. Like the price action is definitely bullish, and I was generally speaking on a longer term time frame bullish. And since this pattern I drew out, and we were talking about in the pre market session with Coach James last Thursday, we kind of made this move up here from 113 to 117 or so. All I'm looking for really is a kind of like a double topping of sorts to occur to come back down into the middle of this little range between 117 and 115.5 into the middle of that before making another turn upwards. But to be quite honest, it might simply just consolidate here at the top between 116.8 and 117.3 and then just break out. So this short might have been just the wrong call, but it's a small little position. This is the first attempt at micro Bitcoin futures, so take a little small stab at it for the first time, make some history in my trading career, trading the micro Bitcoin futures, and it's okay if it's a tiny little loss. I'm honestly interested to see how the stop plays out, like how much slippage the stop ends up, if I do get stopped out, what the slippage is going to look like. I'm very interested to see what that could be here on these, especially in the overnight session. So, oh.
Back in picking on me.
That's
Yeah,
great.
nothing wrong with making history. I mean, yeah, just like my 5 a.m. Bitcoin trade I did the other day. Right, that was my first time doing that for not being able to sleep, like I told you
Yeah.
about last night.
Yep.
Man, I
Yep.
tell you what, I have just found I've just done some awesome reevaluating over the last 2 weekends. That might be my new thing on Friday nights.
To reevaluate what?
Just all the different nuances of supply and demand. I mean, there's so many nuances to it. I mean, it's not just as simple as finding a basing action with a strong push out. It's just all the ways that just kind of weed out the bad ones and give props to the good ones, the higher quality ones. Yeah, it was, and even the trades I took today that I lost, like really not upset about it. The only thing was just I just took it at the wrong time, right around the news. Right,
Yep.
it
Yep.
was just a misread on my part, but I figure if nothing else, it's good to share it with everybody to show what not to do. Right,
Yeah.
let us
Yeah.
do the screw
Yeah.
ups so that you can learn from us, and then not you guys and gals not do the same.
For
So,
sure.
pretty good stuff.
For sure. No, I agree. I mean, that's part of why we're here. Self. We aren't we aren't we don't have a crystal ball in front of us that allows us to make all the perfect trades. So while we learn, hopefully people don't have to lose money and learn with us, and
That's right.
not sharing
That's right.
the loss, but at the same
Yeah.
time be able to avoid it later.
Yep. And if you guys in chat have a crystal ball, let us know. We're always looking for a crystal ball.
Look at that. Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin's going to break out here. I think it's going to try to break out.
Yeah,
It's rallying up a little bit. I did get short another contract around like 117.25 to average in a tiny bit there. Get towards the
mm-hmm.
middle, like get my average price into the middle of that range for a little bit of a mean reversion. But it looks like the bid offer is just jumping up right now. So I mean, we just skipped like $30 per Bitcoin in terms of ticks just
Wow.
now, which is hilarious. But yeah, wowzer, this is a funny
I'm
one to watch.
sitting at $101 unrealized on my other broker on that pound yen long. So we'll see if we can keep growing on it. Let's see, what did I put? Yeah, I dumbed down that size too. Give me another 40 pips for 874. That's all I'm asking on it. Really nice bullish score. Pound yen, what was that giving me? Yeah, bullish 5. So not the strongest, but strong enough. Strong enough.
Yeah.
And that one was a 15-minute zone I got into. So I figured
Okay.
today would be the last day of the 15s, because in the morning for Forex fires, all about the 5 minutes until the news comes out.
Yeah.
And do its thing. Do its thing. Do its thing. Let's see here. FedWatch tool. See if that changes. It's funny how often the FedWatch tool changes. 96.1 earlier, where it's actually stayed the same. 96.1. Alrighty. Yeah, I was watching it the other day before the last decision, and like every 5 minutes, I was refreshing it, and the percentages kept changing.
Oh wow. Wow.
Actually, what do you have any idea what the hours are for the bond market itself? I never even thought about that.
Yeah. So the bond markets trade. They open at 8:30 a.m. The open outcry is 8:30 a.m. and ends at I want to say like 2, but you know what? Let me double check. Let me double check.
So that must have been when I was refreshing it. Was during the hours, the market hours for it. Yep, that sounds about right. Let's see what other news we got. UK CPI is expected to grow faster pace in August. Endorsing Bank of England hawks. Okay, Zelensky. Trump extends TikTok deadline again. So what is this now? The third extension on that, or fourth even? Let's see here.
Yeah, dude, it's been they've extended that so many times where I don't even. I was literally I made a comment about that with Coach Daryl earlier. I was like, man, that's got to be. It's probably been a year of delaying that. Like at this point, I don't even know what the time frame is for all of those delays. So I have actually
Well,
no clue. I just know it's been delayed so long.
yeah. Well, he put his initial one like right after inauguration, right? So that was January 20th. So February, March, April 20th. So that would have been the second. May, June, July 20th would have been the third. August, September, July, August, September, October 30th. Okay. One, two. So it looks like the third every 90 days, right?
Yeah,
So this is
yeah,
now the ninth month, 9/16. Yeah. So, well, this weekend will be the ninth month, officially the ninth month. So 369. Yeah. So this will be the third extension.
yeah,
That's
yep.
funny. That's just kind of comical.
So So the bond markets generally like well we I know that the bond markets trade most hours in general. There's no like it's not like commodities where like like soybeans or something where you open at 9 or 9:30 or whatever and you close at like 1 or 2 or whatever. But I know the
Mhm.
like looking at when you look at the charts like generally speaking like 8:30 I know is when most of the volume starts coming in and the moves start happening in the bonds. But I was curious as to when the volume really started to die down. And it's about 1 o'clock is when the volume starts dying down. And then right at the
Mhm.
end of the equity session is when you see a spike in volume again. So basically, like 8:30 a.m. Eastern to 1 p.m. Eastern is like the main hours where most of the move and most of the trading is
Okay.
occurring. So,
That makes sense.
which is what I relatively remember, but just wanted to make sure of that because it is good to
Mhm.
know. Um, yeah.
Have you ever messed around with?
Oh, I've traded bond. I trade the 10-year note.
Okay.
Occasionally. I've probably this past week I was in 2 10-year note trades. A couple different times, but they're usually small winners or small losers. Generally speaking, they don't move a ton. Um, but when you do
Mhm.
catch a move on them, it's pretty awesome. To be honest, it's pretty cool. I like trading bonds personally.
Now is that on any of the Hola Prime brokers?
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, it's at least you can trade the futures for sure. That's a really heavily traded futures contract, the 10-year note specifically. But yeah,
Yeah, because my software actually tracks the 10-year bond. So I usually, whenever I show my top setups, just have it filtered out, just because I don't have it on a
okay.
platform. So I may have to just get one of those futures accounts, right? We'll get a
Yeah,
Forex and a
dude, do
futures
it.
account. Shh, don't tell anybody. I'm getting one of each. Yeah,
Dude, do it.
it'd be kind of fun.
Yes,
But yeah,
for
I'm gonna
sure.
join the dark side. The dark side.
Join the dark side.
Yeah.
I will
Only
say
thing.
Bitcoin is
Yeah.
sorry, you go. You go.
I was just going to say, as long as I don't like overwhelm myself having too many accounts, that's the only thing. Just got to be aware of. 1, 2.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that'd be fine. I can make that. No, well, here's the thing, and that's the other thing. So it's partly because I'm so limited on my monitors. I've already decided probably this weekend I'm going to go to Micro Center here in Overland Park so I could start looking at some actual trading stations with multiple monitors. It's just to that point now to where I need more monitors. I've just got two, and it's with everything we do on the stream, and not to mention all the other markets
Yeah.
I'm adding into my repertoire. I need I need more markets or more monitors. So that's probably what I'm going to do this weekend. Just go in there. They have payment plans, which is kind of cool. I didn't know that till the other day. I was looking at their website, but yeah, they got a lot of really nice trading stations in there. 4, 5, 6 monitor
That's
setups.
sweet.
So yeah, it's going to come. It's going to be
Yeah.
Christmas in September for Tiger. Look forward to
it. Christmas isn't. Yeah, dude. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Well, in my room, I've got to move my desk so I can have more room, and I got a bookshelf off to my left. I'm going to put it right here where my computer desk is. Yeah, as soon as I get over there closer to my window, I'll have all that extra space behind me for the green screen and just more setup space for the monitors. So yeah, I think I've figured out what I'm going to do this weekend. Get everything relocated and go do a little window shopping and see if I come home with some toys.
Heck
I can only
yeah.
imagine how fast and efficient I'll be at all this stuff with more monitors.
Dude, more the better until it's not better, but more is usually better.
Yeah.
But no, I'm kidding. But yeah, I've got 5. And I think if I had one more, I would feel like it's perfect. But 5 is a lot, so I feel like 5 is pretty great. So,
Well, because it's just to the point to where I'm tracking so many items now, and then I'm constantly having to have so many windows and flip to the other windows and flip to different time frames. It would be nice just to have 3 or 4 time frames on one asset, so I'm not having to constantly flip to see where the curve analysis is, where's the trend on this market, where's my zones in relation to this trend, in relation to the curve analysis. Yeah, I'm to the point now to where I just need to go shopping and get it over with, get it set up.
yeah.
It's all about the time saving, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Very
No
valuable.
Sleep talking about, dude. So No Sleep was in the chat a couple of days ago, or a few trading sessions ago, talking about a couple of like IPOs and stuff, and he was just commenting about the the recommendations and like the one stock
Yeah, I remember
IPO'd and got to a hot. Yeah,
GEMI. Yep, I remember that.
Yeah, yeah. So I did watch it. No Sleep. I did. So I did pay attention to it just for fun. I kept an eye on it the first day, and I was like, "Dang, dude, up to $46 or so as the high." And then I didn't pay attention to it
Yeah.
since. And then when you just made that comment about not financially being able to recover, I pulled up the chart again here, and yeah, I see it's down to 28. I mean, hey, man, it's just like the IPO, the IPO frenzy, right? Like this stuff kind of happens sometimes, where there's like the frenzy to get into it, and then there's maybe the sell off, and then maybe there's some accumulation that starts to happen at a certain area, and then maybe it just takes a little bit longer to get back up to that price that got all freaked out and rose up to, or what have you. So there's no saying that it won't be back up there at some point, but yeah, man, that's tough. That's a tough one. Robert's talking about a retest of the 3660 area in XAU USD. I'm sure you would know something about that level specifically.
3660. 3660. Yeah. I mean, there's a little bit of a demand in there. The only thing is, I just like the one that's a little lower, Robert, at 3640. That just me personally, just because it's closer to the origin of that overall strong move up. that's the thing right there. I mean, you know, yeah, no, I totally agree. That is definitely a zone at 3660. Um, you got efficient. You got the thing is you got some gaps below that price. Like I'm just looking at a 1 hour zone or 1 hour time frame at the moment, but I imagine on a 30 or 15 that'll be a little more prominent. Yeah, let me look here. Let me dig down into some smaller time frames. Yeah, yeah, you just have some gaps. You got some fair value gaps further down that leg towards the start of it, which represents strength and inefficiency. So, typically typically they like to close those gaps. So they oftentimes like to go to the origin of that move. So me personally, but having said that, yeah, every now and then you'll have a demand zone hanging out in the middle of nowhere like that that'll tap and go the opposite way. And I've missed several trades like that. I'm just super picky, and I just prefer to wait for the one closest to the jump in that overall move up. So not really a right or wrong way to do it. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah.
3640 for me.
Well, I got short close to the low of that Bitcoin move there, and then we just rallied up 250 bucks per coin on the futures, and I got stopped
Mhm.
out at 117, 150 for a $40 total loss there. But yeah, so like my P&L is technically like I'm $5 green, but I mean that's literally just, I mean I'm flat. I'm flat essentially. So I'm flat, no position. That was an interesting one to take. I'm actually super happy that I took that Bitcoin position and actually paid attention to it for a good like 25 minutes there, personally.
Check it off your
But
list. Check it off the bucket
yeah, yeah,
list.
definitely. I'll get back into it again at some point. I mean, I'll definitely get back into it. So it's just we'll see
Mhm.
when that'll be. Maybe I'll do it during a regular trading hour session. Maybe I'll take a take a little stab at it at some point. But yeah, that gold is
Um,
holding on for dear life, like you said. Man,
yeah, it
it is
is.
holding.
Yeah, and Michael in the chat was asking about. So first of all, there are no naive questions, Michael. There are no dumb questions. Absolutely none. So ask anything, because if you're thinking it, chances are somebody else is thinking the same thing at some point. But he does ask from Nairobi, Kenya. Welcome. Does FOMC affect all currencies, or only affects the major currencies, the dollar related currencies? So yeah, like everything rises and falls on the dollar in some way, shape, or form. The dollar is obviously the reserve currency of the world. So when it catches a cold, everybody else catches a cold. All the other countries, the majors. So yeah, when that report comes out tomorrow, whether they drop 25 points or whether they drop 50, you just go look at all the other major currencies and you'll see spikes. Right. Obviously, the biggest spike will be the dollar, but take a look at the yen and whatever. If the dollar goes down, chances are the yen's going to jump, right, or vice versa. So yeah, the short answer is yeah, absolutely, yeah, it definitely affects all the currencies. So even if you're like a New Zealand Swiss franc trade, right, or something like that, like one of the lower miners,
Mhm.
yeah, you'll still see a spike in it. It won't be necessarily as prominent as dollar yen. Dollar yen's going to go crazy tomorrow. Euro dollar is going to go crazy tomorrow. All the dollar pairs, but yeah, even those cross pairs, even to an extent, some of the exotic pairs, which I don't trade. I don't even really look at them that much. I mean, I've looked around at the Turkish lira, dollar Turkish lira a little bit, dollar Mexican peso, some things like that. But but yeah, it's definitely going to go crazy. So you'll just want to be careful. And all the Forex pairs, gold, silver, you're going to want to be careful. The indices, right? The CFDs, everything. Bitcoin, yeah, you're going to want to be careful with all of it. So just allow the volume and then the volatility to chill out a little bit, during that time. At least at least 5, 10, 15 minutes before, obviously during, and then probably a good hour to 2 hours, if not the rest of the afternoon, the rest of the New York session. Right? It's just going to be
Mhm.
elevated, volatile, and a lot of volume. So yeah, that's why I say, whenever that report comes out, best thing to do is just pick your favorite market, put it on 1 minute chart, just make it your popcorn trade of the day, and just literally just watch it, and then just flip back and forth between other currency, the other 27, 28 currency pairs. Just flip back and forth and just take that time to study. It's a good time to study. It really is. It's not a good time to trade. You will have people trading the market. You will have people make a lot of money. You will have people blow their accounts tomorrow. That's just the fact. It happens every single time. Same thing with NFP.
Right.
Same thing with some of these other red folder events. So, but the important thing is don't become a statistic. Don't blow your accounts. And those people that will get lucky and actually make a lot of money tomorrow, that's going to be the worst thing for them, as silly as that sounds, right? They're going to think that they can just go put all their money on black or all their money on red on a roulette table and they'll be king ding-a-ling, right? Or queen ding-a-ling. So, um,
That's great.
but it's going to put that in their head like, oh, I got this. I'm a master trader. Yeah. And then they go do it again for NFP, which is going to be around the corner. The next rate decision we have in December, right? And then they're going to blow their account. So average is average. This is a numbers game. Um, Losses are built into the system on purpose. So, the important thing is just learn the skill it takes to make high probability moves. Nothing's guaranteed in trading, but yeah, just definitely, for God's sake, be careful and don't be leveraging up on a move trying to triple, quadruple your account, right?
Right.
But if you're somebody like Coach Michael, who's on Forex Fire with me, he does have a throwaway account. He's got a gambling account, right? He stays away from his main accounts. And if he's testing a theory or testing a market or whatever, or probably even testing, he may even test the interest rate decision tomorrow. I don't know. I'll have to ask him about that in the morning. But the point is, don't do it on your main accounts. Really, really don't do it on your main accounts, because we want you here more than just tomorrow and this week. We want you here next year, 5 years from now, right? 10 years from now. Trading's hard enough. It's hard enough, but it's extra hard when you do something silly. Blow your money.
Yeah.
Right?
Definitely.
But yeah, just highly encourage everybody. Just go look at all the markets, 1 minute time frame, and just see what the decision does, because it's going to be volatility in every single market tomorrow. So hopefully that helps.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I am short one MNQ again. I'm just kind of
Oh, cool.
in this account. In this account, I'm down a decent bit. I'm down like in this 150K account, I'm down like $900 or so. And I'm trying to not trade the overnight too aggressively in this one. I want to save it for the regular trading hour session, be able to claw my way back on it, get back into the green. So I'm just kind of doing some micros here, especially with I was saying before, I'm not trying to take any big positions in this overnight session right before this FOMC stuff. Who knows what kind of weird headlines could come out, tonight, like we had with gold, where we had the good gold short there and it worked in my favor, relatively speaking. But yeah, I'm not trying to subject myself to any more risk than is required here. So we'll put on some small trades, at least have a little bit of skin in the game. Short one NASDAQ for a little bit of continuation of this downtrend. Maybe get to yesterday's point of control of roughly 24,508. But we did technically today's value area low on the NQ in the regular trading hour session was 24,518, which is roughly like right where we are right now. So we pierced below value area low, and then we came back up to test it. So this could be just a retest and then we fall lower, or we simply pop back into the value area range and stop me out really real quick here. So we shall
Mm-hmm.
see if it's going to happen. It'll probably happen literally in the next minute. So in terms of stopping me out. So, but yeah, little small trade, nothing crazy. We can look at gold real quick. Let's see. All right,
Yeah, I
that's
was
actually
just
a
reading.
decent sign. This is a decent sign for you,
Oh,
Tiger.
yeah.
We
Yeah.
had
Give
again
me that wick.
another just piercing, yeah, that piercing candle with good volume to keep it back in the demand zone. And we're popping up a little bit now, so I
That's
like it,
what I
man.
like
I
to
like
see.
your long. I like your
Been waiting on
long.
that wick. Been waiting on that wick.
Yeah.
I just wish that wick didn't have a little wick above the body. But beggars can't be choosers.
Right. Right.
And I
For
was just
sure.
reading a little bit of news on a silver report that just came out on Forex Factory, which this will obviously be similar to gold, but basically said it retreated from the high amid some profit taking. Traders obviously are bracing for the Fed rate tomorrow for fresh impetus, some profit taking, and improved risk sentiment amid easing trade tensions between the U.S. and China drag the safe haven assets like silver lower. The world's two largest economies are trying to prevent further breakdown in relations after years of tariffs. Trump recently extended existing tariffs on Chinese goods, yeah, totaling 55%. Okay. However, the potential downside for the price might be limited. Fed is obviously expected to announce the lowering tomorrow. Lower interest rates could reduce the opportunity cost of holding silver, supporting the non-yielding metals. Let's see, what
Okay.
else does it say here? Obviously, priced in the 96% odds of the 25-point cut. Blah 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 blah. Let's see here. Dot plot. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see the dot plot. Okay, so that's basically what the report says. Any signs of a dovish tone for the Fed could undermine the greenback, which would obviously be good for gold, silver. So yeah, looks like just
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
little bit of profit taking and everybody just kind of prepping for tomorrow. So that makes sense. They just decided to do it
Mm-hmm.
all at once.
Yep. Yep.
Maybe
Yep.
collection of banks, maybe Chinese or Asian banks.
Yeah, for sure. Oh boy.
So
Well,
well, that makes
love
sense.
this. Love this gold bounce. I mean, I think we were, well, undoubtedly you, like, but having this zone of support marked off, and especially you getting long off of that, man, that is looking awfully tasty right now. Super happy that you got into that because I really think it's going to reverse back up at some point here. So I
Yeah,
think
I'm
that was
glad I gave it wiggle room.
yeah.
so,
Oh yeah.
um,
Yeah.
so that point where it just bounced with that wick, if you go all the way to Tuesday the 9th at 9 a.m., which would be probably 10 a.m. your time, that was actually a former resistance. Well, it might look a little better on obviously XAU USD,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
9 a.m., I guess 10 a.m. your time. So former resistance looks
Right
like it
there.
just kind of wicked through, and yeah, maybe that's helping out.
Yep.
Perhaps we'll see.
Yeah. And we traveled a bit into it as well. Like if you were to draw this here, so if you look at the wick compared to the previous wick that wick had like taken out, the half an hour before it or whatever, or the 1 hour before it, we this wick that just occurred here took out like essentially all of that upper wick there and reversed back up. So it looks pretty juicy for you, my friend.
It's like
I
50
like
EMA
it.
as well. Bounce. I see on your chart there. Nice.
Yep. 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 Yep.
Nice,
Definitely.
nice, nice, nice. Let's see here. I think I got that. No, did I delete that by mistake? Oh, there it is. Yeah, and then I got that. I got that same one on my chart. That's right. Yeah, I put the MA ribbon up. So I got the 13, the 50, the 200, the 800. Those are the ones that Michael uses. So I've just been kind of playing around with those, keep an eye on them. But
Okay.
yeah, 13, 50. And then you got the 9, the 21, and the 50. Okay. I might have to mess around with
Yeah,
that.
that's mainly like futures related,
Right.
though. Like that's
Yeah.
specifically a lot of futures people will use that 9 and 21 and 50 and whatnot.
Mm.
So, but yeah.
Which essentially, because with Forex, I'm typically trying to trade with the banks. So in the futures, is it safe to say? I mean, this may sound like a stupid question, but never mind, because I just said earlier there are no stupid questions. If you're trading the 9, the 21, is it safe to say, right, catching those small moves, you're trading typically with the retail traders? Is that correct? Is that safe to say?
um, Probably. I mean,
Or
yeah,
do
I
the
would say
banks look at that?
probably.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I would say probably. Like you're probably, or just algorithm, like yeah, trend following algorithms or something. But like, I feel like the 9 EMA, but it depends on the time frame you're looking at too. Like the 9 EMA on the 5 minutes is going to be different than the 9 EMA on the daily. So,
Hmm. Well, I just
or
bet
the
the
or
1
the
and the
9
5,
EMA.
like what you guys, yeah,
Right,
guys and gals
right.
do
So on the
on the
1 and the
stream.
5, yeah. So like, but like what I do a lot of the time is like I'll look at the 9 on the 5 minute versus the 1 minute, but then also look at it versus like the 4 hour. We'll say I'm not
Mm-hmm.
showing it on the stream all the time, but just to understand what the gap is, and in the general trend. And then when I go back down to the 5 minute and 1 minute, mainly I'm using the 921 and the 50 as like a kind of like a fan of possible resistances or support areas.
Yeah, I
The
gotcha.
9 is likely, like let's put it this way, the 9 period in the super short term, like 1 minutes and 5 minutes, is likely only going to pan out well when you're in a super trendy, volatile environment, to
Gotcha.
use it as
Yeah.
genuine resistance or support, because it's likely to get blown out. Like the 21 and the 50 give you a little bit more of a chance to stay in the trade. Let's put it that way. And I feel like trend
Okay.
will follow that a little, those EMAs a little bit better. But because the
Makes
9 can get
sense.
blown out super quickly. Yeah. And I think that the retail would be paying attention to, yeah, I would probably be paying attention to like the 9 a lot more, and the 21, but I think the bigger
That's
algos
cool.
are as well in a weird way. So somehow
Yeah.
somehow this Nasdaq trade's starting to work out a little bit. It's trying. It's trying. I'm glad I gave it as much of room to breathe as possible there. A little bit above that 50 period on the 1 minute, that it has
Looks like
respected
your
over the
H,
last hour.
your favorite H.
Yeah, yeah. The only difference that I'll say is like it's one thing to see the H, right? It's another thing to see H's in that H being constantly broken. So I'm not gonna. It's more like if I was to, if there was no, like you see up here, let me, maybe I can, right here, you could call that an H, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
in this overlapping area right here, you could call that an H. And now here in this overlapping area, you could call this like an H trying to form. When I see that, I feel better about it. Let's put it that way. I feel like it's not just a genuine like an H pattern is forming. It's the first one of its kind or whatever in the whole grand scheme. Um, this doesn't feel like a genuine H that I would be scared of it hitting the bottom and then popping back up. But of course, that could be wrong. This time it could not. This is the H that I would be. This is what I'm talking about here. So you see this on the 5 minute. That's an
Yeah.
H that I'd be worried about. So
Yeah.
down right 24,500, this H that we're making, which is hilarious to perfectly describe here. Okay. I should have done a pathing of some sort, but that I could see occurring.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
this is the
Yep.
H.
No.
This is the H I'm worried about. And it's
Yeah.
funny enough, like that 24,500 area, or yeah, 24,500 area or so, or of sorts is right where that point of control is that I was talking about. 24,500 to 24,510 is roughly like the point of control from the previous trading session or Monday's regular trading hour session. So wouldn't be surprised if we dipped down into that and then bounced off of that. But yeah,
Yep.
that was a good one to go through there, Tiger. Thank you for pointing that out. Actually, that was a good one to go through.
Yep.
Good old
No, I
half
agree.
bat.
I can half a bat. Yeah. I can definitely see it bouncing. I mean, after all, it's getting a bullish score, but yeah. Doesn't matter. Probably gonna be a lot of people taking profits on a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of stuff. Getting ready for this report. Let's see, what did Oracle? I was just wanting to look at Oracle after that big gigantic spike they had the other day, just for kicks.
Oh yeah.
Okay, they're still up. They're still up quite a bit. So they're still up from Tuesday's high, or Tuesday's price action before that giant spike, 27% at the close today.
Sheesh.
Yeah, Elon. Elon's trying to short it, keep him under his his net worth.
Well, actually, funny enough, you know what? He kind of did it in a way, because you saw that he bought back $1 billion of his own stock.
Oh wow! No, I didn't see that.
So instead of shorting Oracle, he just bought $1 billion back of his own stock to try and
Oh my god!
So
that is so funny.
Isn't that funny?
Elon.
So
didn't you buy at all-time highs? Actually, I don't even know. I haven't looked at Tesla lately. Okay, it's not quite all-time high. Yeah. So let me guess. Did he do that on the 11th or the 12th? Or even the 13th?
I think it might have been yesterday, to be quite honest. I don't remember here let's see.
Well, yesterday was quite a gap up. So
Elon Musk approximately purchased 1 billion stock, buying 2.57 million shares on Friday, September 12th. So that's why. Yep, that's why the gap up was Monday. That makes sense.
Okay, yeah, because Friday opened at $370.85. It closed $395.40. So that was way to go, Elon. So you pumped your stock 6.94% on Friday. And then if you include Monday, you pumped it at one point up 14.78%, but it finally settled 10% up since the Friday open. That's funny. Today was a slight increase, a pretty good increase. So he's currently up 14% basically since the Friday open.
Right.
I wonder if he did. I just wonder what time of day he did that. Well, I guess the chart would probably show that. Let's take a look here. That's funny. Okay, so Friday at 8 a.m. So at market open, that's when that spike occurred. So he must have been sitting there market open and tossing in his order.
Well, I'm sure that he has to like file some paperwork beforehand and all that stuff too, though. I'm sure he has to do
Okay.
something like that, like with the SEC, and um, yeah, he has to do something. So it's got to be a little bit premeditated, but I don't know all the shenanigans that entails. You know what you got to do with the SEC if you're the CEO of a company and whatnot. But what you have to disclose and whatnot. But I'm sure there's
Man.
something, some hoops to jump
Yeah.
through. But Philip's blowing up the chat a little bit. Good to see you. We don't have a giveaway tonight, unfortunately, and
Oh,
yeah, my green P&L is basically nothing. Unfortunately, we were up almost about $50 earlier from a gold trade, but nada basically now. So, but this Nasdaq trade is being so boring. We only got 4 minutes left. I'm probably just going to get out of it regardless. By the end of this session here, but I'll keep it on till the end at least. See if we can't
the
get a
bitter
little
end.
spike down. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Let's
I'm
look at gold.
on this. I mean, on this session, I'm down about $5, $5.50. So it's just hanging around, where I got into my Bitcoin and my gold trade. So
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I do on gold. I do like that big spike up we had. So at least it got it back on the north side of the demand zone as far as the one I was looking at. Because remember, I'm looking at the one from 10. Well, for me, 10:30 this morning,
Right. Right.
and then obviously including the one from yesterday that you've got written up there. So made it
Mm-hmm.
back to the opposite side. So that's good. Yeah, that's why it's good to put some wiggle room in. They decided to go underneath the zone. The zone caught it and slowed it down, but then yeah, it just finally got back up on top. So yeah, about
Yeah.
minus
Yeah.
5 on this stream, but minus 3, whatever I said earlier, 360 I think overall for the day. So gonna work the rest of tomorrow evening, and then the rest of the week to dig that out. Make sure I close green on the week. That's my goal. But it's
Definitely. You'll do it.
nice that my
It'll
pound
happen.
yen is looking all right. Yeah, a little bit of unrealized profit at the moment, $85. So it's kind of hovering on my
Yeah.
other broker.
Is
So
there any reason you're not trading like USD pairs much right now, or like I'm dang it, I meant to ask you, but there's only a minute 20 seconds left. What you thought about that
yeah,
Swiss USD pair?
dollar
It
Swiss,
kind of exploded up today, right? So
USD Swiss, the USD Swiss pair. You said
yeah, yeah, yep.
it went down. Yeah, dollar's the base currency on it. So yeah, it dropped. Yeah, so
Well, oh yeah, I meant sorry, I meant the Swiss was gaining value. That's what I meant.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh
The
no, I haven't
Swiss
even
was
paid attention because it's not on my top setups. Dollar Swiss, it's neutral. Usually when stuff's in the neutral camp, I don't really pay a whole lot of attention to it because I'm just so focused on the
gotcha.
bullish and bearish stuff. But um,
Yep, yep.
yeah,
I
I don't see
gotcha.
anything. Just basically the retail sales number. Let's see here. Swiss franc hits 10-year high. Over the past 4 weeks, dollar Swiss lost. Yeah, it just says, yeah, all it says is it decreased. Well, no duh, but tell us why. I don't know. I have to look at
Right.
that. I'll look at that once we get off stream, I guess. See what's up with that.
Yeah.
I'll report back on Thursday to that for you.
No worries, no worries.
Yeah.
The US
So,
dollar was pretty weak in general today, so it was interesting to see all the other currencies kind of beat the crap out of it
I know,
this
especially
past
with a
trading
good retail
session.
sales number, right?
Yeah.
Good retail sales number. You'd have
Yep.
thought it'd been the opposite. That's what got me out of that Nasdaq long and the euro, the
Yeah.
other one, my two losses. It should have went the opposite way, but it didn't. But such is life. Such is life.
Yeah.
Doesn't always happen the way
Such
we
is
want. But
life.
that's the end of the road, our friends. So yeah, we'll be
Hmm.
back. I'll be back on 5 hours from now for Forex Fire. Coach Paul will have the evening off tomorrow, and he'll be back on Thursday. So tomorrow, I believe it'll be Coach Tony. I believe so.
Yep.
So yeah,
Yep.
just tune in, and we'll have plenty to talk about tomorrow after the rate decisions tomorrow. So definitely come back, toss your questions at us, toss your charts, and Paul, man, you have a great rest of your evening. We'll talk to
Good
you
stuff. You
Thursday.
too, Coach Tiger. Talk to you
All
Thursday.
righty.
See you, chat.
All right. Thanks, chat. Thanks back in.
Hola Prime, trade with transparency.